I didn't know that.
Yeah,
We are recording again.
did you get Doug or? not?
No, he didn't answer.
You can call Lisa. 102.
102.
Hey Lisa, it's Garrison Porter, is Doug around? Okay, you wanna, we're ready for him up here if you wanna see if he's ready. Alright, thanks. Bye.
Oh, we should be done by 10.
Appreciate it.
9:30 maybe?
Maybe even 9:30. Depends how long your board report is.
Mine ought to be short. I already shared minutes with you guys.
Did you say no action was taken?
Wasn't sure if you were back.
Yep, I am now.
We're recording again?
Yes.
Okay, let the record reflect that no action was taken during closed session
Or after.
or after closed session.
Well,
Well,
our next item is
Oh,
after,
yep.
so we're not gonna have any action.
We're
on
not
that.
gonna take any action today
Okay.
in general. While we're waiting for Doug, do you wanna go ahead?
Sure. Okay, so,
Light agenda next week, hopefully.
yeah,
Alright,
Perfect, let's keep it that way.
so far, all we have is some agenda requests. And request and finalize the employee handbook. Has Donna sent that out to you guys?
I believe I saw something in the email.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, so
Few
you can
weeks
review
ago.
that, that'll be on the agenda for next week for final approval, and then that will be done.
okay,
And then also, the payroll change will be on the agenda for next week. Right
Okay.
now, I have 4 resolutions, for 4 different, processes. One for prepaid, paid the 20th, one for non-prepaid, paid the 20th, one for paid the 1st of the month for like engineer's office, and then one, what's it, the other one? Oh, EMS and jail staff. So, Ian is reviewing all of that for finalization of everything, and then we will get that finalized for you guys to approve next week. We had to list, every employee on each resolution that it affects, so, I'm going to, as soon as I get Ian's approval, I'll email it out to all department heads so they can go through it, make sure that nobody's missing on them, that kind of stuff, so.
Good morning.
Finishing
Morning, Doug.
working on that, and then we are right in the middle of getting ballots ready for the city school election and all the election stuff coming up. On October 15th, absentee voting starts, so we're getting everything ready for that. So our office is kind of busy right now, so, and I think that's all I have.
okay.
For the payroll stuff, was there anything significant with EMS going to a different, the set of days shifting one?
So
or was that
we still have
okay?
to talk to Ann about, I haven't heard anything back from Ann about
Okay.
that yet, so, we'll have to
Okay.
wait and see what she says on
I
that.
was just curious if that was.
Yeah, we
is that-
haven't heard, I
okay.
haven't heard anything from her on that,
Did you
so,
just email her about it? Okay,
so, I will let you know.
sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, good morning Doug, and
Yes, good morning.
yeah, go ahead with right away.
Okay, the first request, there's actually 2 requests from Iowa Lakes Electric Cooperative of Esterville. One is to bore under 420th Street at 803 420th Street. They're going from the south power, which is in the south road right away going north. This is for the city of Sway City and their sewage lagoons, the wastewater treatment facility there, so they would like that. And the second one is to bore under 200th Street This would be from the south, from the north right of way to the south right of way for a new service to a residence, replacing an old service. Both of them are bores, very little disturbance to the road. I would recommend that the board would approve of both of these.
We have another one going to Aaron Crescent's acreage in Beckett.
That is Interstate Power and Light, these are Iowa Lakes.
Okay.
That's
I-
a separate motion.
I'd make a motion to approve the first two.
Okay, we have a motion by Stecker to approve both from Highway, second by Haas. Any discussion on the right of way? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
And then there is another request from Interstate Power and Light. This one is to simply install a overhead power pole mid-span, run electricity down the pole into a residence. And again, this is very little disturbance to the road right away, something that they'd like to take care of. I would recommend that the board would approve this request as well.
So,
Motion by Stecker, second by Wactor. Any discussion? Not all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
These things signed here, Carter.
Okay.
Right there, please. Should do that one there. There you are. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Anything for discussion today?
A few things quickly. The HMA construction, we just have some traffic marking and then that will be all complete. The bridge construction, Godberson Smith, they finished getting all of the work that they were planning to do for the structure completed. We have some work to do in order to get the guardrail ready for that. They have a subcontractor that will be coming up. We should be able to get that work completed this week, the road department, and guardrail then would be able to be installed next week and the bridge will be opened up. Last week we did complete resurfacing at Western Hills. We did some patching, resurfaced the whole roadway there. Center line and edge line painting is supposed to start this morning. Iowa DOT, the construction of Highway 18, they still have, it would be the sub base at Sexton. They gotta get that realignment completed, and then we're hoping that the north-south road can open up. Railroad crossing down by West Bend has been completed. We have an open position at Lakota that we will be advertising for. We are getting that notice to the road department if there's anybody that would like to transfer. And that's about everything that I had from the road department. Working a little bit with the insurance to try to get some plans for a high deductible health plan and working on the comprehensive plan for Kossuth waste management. So that's kind of everything that is going on in the road department right now.
Doug, for P30, painting the lines from Lone Rock to Sway City, what's the status on that?
The contractor that's moving in this morning will be doing that work.
Okay, do you have any estimated timeline on?
I do not
when
right
that-
now, we
I got
got it, we have it marked for no passing zones and we're marking it this morning for center line to give them guidance.
Okay.
So I don't know, when they will be getting that.
Okay, cause I got a text over the weekend asking what the reason was that hasn't been done yet, so,
I've had a couple of emails as well.
okay.
Any thoughts on what Leroy Pazika brought to the board this morning, during public discussion, as far as what we can do down there on that gravel road? He was wanting a culvert, and I know he's talked to me about it, and I know I brought it into the office before, but I didn't know what the status of any of that discussion was.
Yeah, he came to our office, it's a difficult situation, to be honest with you, if you look at what they call a 100-year flood, in that area, it encompasses everything. So I don't know, unless we take a bridge that would go from the top of the hill to the top of the hill, that's the only way you're gonna get it so it doesn't back up any water. Now, that isn't gonna help anybody that's under the bridge. There was a time when, my understanding, US 169 actually was east of his house.
Correct.
You could see the old grade.
Mm-hmm.
When floods happen, the water backs up. Now, I've talked with him, I have not made a decision. In 1993, we installed two 49, I believe they're 49 wide by 33 high, I think that's a 42-inch pipe, metal pipe, replaced a 24-inch pipe that ran under the road at that time. Since that time, I don't think water has been on the floor elevation of the house. I mean, water's come up a couple of times, but I don't know if it's even gone over Highway 169 since '93. It may have came over one other time, I'm not sure.
Up a little bit, but that doesn't stay up very long, yeah,
No, it does not.
but,
But I don't know if there is a solution to keep the water elevation down. It's not necessarily the roads, I mean, the river runs.
yeah, where those two pipes are, and that's where it goes over the road as well,
The gravel road.
the gravel road, yeah.
And it'll go over, I mean, like I say, it's been over Highway 169 before,
Mhm.
so.
I don't know if it was probably before everybody was here, and he came up and complained. I specifically asked him, and I know I'm not an engineer. You're not a lawyer, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a lawyer. I said, you know, is the, he wants more culverts, so I said, is the water lower on the south side of the road when this happens than it is on the north side of the road? And he said it was. Is that true?
I mean, there's times where it is, yes, definitely.
So,
But there's times where it's pretty even too.
so the time when it's higher, isn't that then the road, isn't that then impeding the flow of the water? Or, that's just a question, that's not.
Yeah, but anytime you have a natural, the river, we'll say the river, a bridge will back up water. You're allowed to back it up, but 3/4 of a foot is what the DNR right now on something like the river. The only way not to back it up is to build a bridge that would be so high, give enough area that it's not, it's going from,
So there's that much water. Is the water coming from the east side of 169 or is it?
well, there's the old oxbow there that goes underneath Highway 169 and is north of
His place.
his place, that's the way the river originally ran. And they straightened that out when they did some structures work. And that's why 169 at one time ran to the east, so it avoided that oxbow. So,
Well, and I've been out there, it was a year or two ago, Leroy called me, cause it was all running over the road and getting closer to his house or his garage there, and I went over just to see what I could do and help him or whatever, and it was higher on the north side at that time. And I guess what it does is it when it floods, it pools up on the north side and goes over the road, is the pipes just can't handle the amount of water that comes through there. I mean, that's just my observation, but
So is there any
I'm not an
reason we
engineer
can't
either.
put more pipes in there, or bigger?
oh, we can, like I say, if you wanna replace the bridge and put it from
No,
high point to high point, it's not gonna help anyone below.
I'm
What
talking
what
a
bridge are we
realistic
talking about?
solution, like,
I don't know if there is a realistic solution, is what I'm saying. You're expecting to lower water that's already within 100-year flood. You're not gonna lower it,
Well, when it was a 100-year flood, the gravel road was underwater, right?
and his house,
Right.
yes.
But here a few years ago, he's saying.
And yeah, it's gotten close, but I don't think it's gotten into his house.
Goes over the road before it gets in his house.
correct.
So let's turn it around, and what does he want?
I'm not sure.
well,
And
He wants-
I have not,
he wants
I've
a
not
culvert.
ruled out that we wouldn't put another pipe in there. We just haven't, we are still trying to clean ditch from 2024 flooding. I mean, we had a situation this spring where a landowner came in, we had a solution for him. It wasn't good enough, we ended up putting a cross pipe in. That same landowner now went and tiled the field, went in and worked and put intakes in the road ditch that are hooked up to something. Did not notify anyone that I'm aware of. We sometimes end up having to, and it's not a priority, but someday we're gonna have to figure out what's going on there because there's been an interference with what our engineer's office designed to try to make work. And if there's something there, we gotta get it back to a
well,
normal
let's
situation.
stay on one
But-
topic and go to that.
But I have not ruled out putting in another pipe,
Okay,
but I don't know whether that's going to do anything.
well, I don't think any of us asked for a crystal ball of what is magically gonna happen if we put another pipe in, but adding another pipe seems like a pretty realistic option.
Yes,
Rather than
but
bridge for a half
if it's
mile.
not going to, we can go out and we can put pipe all over the place, if it's not gonna help, we're going out spending money and adding to a budget.
Oh,
I'm a little confused, if you clarify, what are you talking about for a bridge? Or
Well,
what do you
if
mean by a
wanna-
bridge out there?
If you don't wanna back up any water, you have to put in a structure large enough that the whole flood,
Oh, you're not talking about an existing,
no, you have to,
okay,
you can't,
talking about
can't
building a bridge
expect-
for a half mile.
okay.
yeah, you can't expect a structure not to back up water unless you're providing enough area for a whole floodplain to drain. And if we are going to do that, our bridges are gonna get long, so you have to design that in a way that you are not backing up water too much, it happens.
So,
Every bridge on the east fork of the Des Moines River, every bridge on the Mississippi River, it's not as long as, it does not provide enough open area that the whole floodway can drain.
So my logic is, and it could be wrong, it could be absolutely wrong. I'll use the McGregor Bridge out here, or the 169 bridge on the Des Moines River north of town. If they were backing, if it was literally backing up water, there'd be a fall. You'd see water fall when it,
you'd see a rapids
Yeah.
through there.
and when there's a flood, you don't see that. It's just, it's the same level on, take McGregor, on the north side as it is on the south side. There's no, we're holding back the water, so the south side of it is lower and it falls over, you know. You don't see that.
There is backwater there, but it's not significant backwater that you would see, that, but if you went out and shot elevations on the water, there would be different elevations.
You mentioned 3/4 of a foot.
Correct, that's what the Department of Natural Resources and Corps of Engineers requires on design. On very large structures.
So on a minor flood, not a 100-year flood, does the water does not go into his house before it goes over the road? And that's not a minor flood anyway, that doesn't happen very often, correct?
Well, FEMA events, we've had 2018, 2024, 2013, I think 2008, going to 1993, we've had about 5 or 6 FEMA events. Now, I don't know if each one of those would have, at that gravel road intersection to the east of Highway 169, if each one of those were affected in each one. But in 2024, yes, we did repair that road after water went over. We put in another culvert, there's gonna be times where water goes over that road.
When did we add another culvert?
1993, we replaced, we took out the 24 and put in
The
two large
two,
ones.
And you said those.
Well, it might have been 1994, it was after the 1993 flood.
in that ballpark, yeah.
So, I guess,
Well, right,
no,
right
You
there,
see-
you can see water on one side and not on the other. 2018.
yeah, I mean, that's down in the ditch, but.
Yeah.
I mean, it is showing some water standing there.
When I was out there last, I can't remember if it was the flood event last year or the year before, but that's when it was going over the road, or it was starting to anyway.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I don't have the formulas to calculate capacity or any of that stuff, but if we've got two 42-inch pipes out there right now, is that what you said?
Arch pipes, yeah,
Okay,
corrugated metal arch.
yeah, I guess if we have two 42s or whatever they are, I think adding a third one would make an impact. Maybe it's only used certain times, maybe it's not quite enough to get perfectly level water flow from each side, but I think that's a simple solution that would make an impact. If you have 3 pipes and you make it, or have 2 pipes and make it 3, that should be a 50% increase in capacity. I don't think we need a half-mile long bridge to make it perfect. I mean, that just seems fairly simple.
So this is not Mr. Bazika's concern, but going west, B 63, is that correct? 'Cause that's-
Correct, yeah.
The bridge is the bridge higher than, the road and higher than 169?
Yes.
So certainly that's not impeding anything. And B 63 lower than 169 immediately west of 169?
Yes. Inches.
Yeah, but it goes first.
Right. Water will run over that.
The water crosses 169. Excuse how I get this up. Comes from west to east, from the river, or
Kind of diagonally.
northwest to south.
And, I mean, there's just a little bit of an island in there, but, it's going over the east of Mr. Pasika's house. And when I've seen it over Highway 169, it's running, kind of diagonally from the, northwest to the southeast.
Just avoiding the river and going straight across.
That's, I mean, if the roads were not there, that would be the floodplain, but it would continue, cause the river goes south and then it goes east underneath the highway 169, continues south on the east side of St. Joe.
Well, the river's been all straightened out in that area over the history
Yeah.
too. Okay, well, we could, I guess, keep looking at something there and, I don't know what the right answer is either, but
Like I say, I have not made a decision, there are pros and cons. If everybody that, comes into this boardroom and claims that a culvert is too small, no matter who that landowner is, and there's no justification for it, I mean, we're gonna end up putting a lot of culverts in. If it's just, well, we can put another culvert in, we can put another culvert in.
I think you and Carter both just openly admitted that you've seen water level differences between the north side of the road and the south side of the road, so. I think that is some level of justification on its own, wouldn't it be?
Again, unless you provide a structure that is large enough for a floodplain to go through, there's gonna be times where water is backed up. When you put a road in, you provide culverts, bridges, you provide a way for the water from one side of the road to get to the other side of the road. But it isn't gonna be a structure that does not have an effect on the flow of water.
How does that jive with
I mean,
what's purported to be?
with a tile in a field, you have coefficients that take so many inches of water
Per day.
per day. Now, drainage, I mean, why wouldn't you provide something that's gonna take a 100-year flood and get it away from the field in drainage, cause it's not feasible.
how does that jive with
Well,
what's supposed to be the Iowa code or whatever, saying the road
Again,
can't impede?
a gravel road you design for a 25-year storm, and you're allowed, you know, I look at a foot of backwater. Most of the time, when you look at that, in a 24-hour period, the water is back to normal.
I won't disagree with that, but 24 hour could be pretty harrowing. If it's,
But like I say, you're gonna have a lot of people come in, and they're gonna expect more.
I don't know if it needs it, I guess. I mean, I would say there can always be people coming in and asking, but if you're gonna put it in, you're gonna go and verify it, or, I mean, this is in my district, I mean, I've seen the water, so it's not like if somebody claims they want something, but it's not actually an issue, then we're not gonna put it in.
And like I say, I don't believe that putting another pipe in there is going to solve the issue.
I guess then you get into different opinions between landowners and board and your office and whatnot too, but I don't know.
I mean, again, when you look, in 2016, the Iowa DNR, and it's on our GIS website, that is, if you look at a 2016 floodplain, I think there's 2 inhabited houses that are within the 100-year flood. And that is one of them, yeah.
for Gaggle, or the second one.
Right out on Highway 18, right
Oh,
next to Simstone.
where
I
Al
believe those are
Bundy
the
lived,
two.
or Al Bundy Sawmill lived.
And the only way to, I mean, we could vacate the road, I guess, that would be a situation, and then let the landowners do what they wanna do with the road. But that, I know that does have traffic.
Yeah,
There's 2 houses.
2 miles to the north of the next road, right?
Right, and there's 2 houses immediately east.
Might be 3 or 4 miles to the south, or
So,
somewhere. I'm really not suggesting this, but just, I don't know, there's no room for sarcasm, but what about lowering the road?
well, you lower the road, we're gonna have to replace things more often.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Pasika said something about we have raised the road. I don't know if that's the case. I don't. We put gravel on the road, yes, but that isn't necessarily raising the road. We try to keep the outlet as clean as possible. There are some trees. We know that's a situation down there, and we try to cooperate with, to keep that water so it can flow. In low circumstances, when it gets so high, there isn't a lot a person can do.
So take it to the extreme. Probably shouldn't do this on camera and everything, take it to the extreme. If he wants to sue us over it, is he gonna win?
I know a person that lived in that house when he was a child. And he used to talk, he told me that they used to open up the door on the north side and the south side and let the water run through. I think this has been happening for a long time.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, even he said 45 years that he's been there. So, Okay. We need more discussion on that or not. And
Mr. Pasika has come to our office, we've talked about it, he's left me some voicemails. We've talked, again, I haven't made a decision.
okay,
Do you have a plan on when you'll have a decision?
I talked with Scott about it. Right now, even if I make a decision, we'd have to put a pipe, we got a lot of work to do yet. You know, we're gonna get it done before we start moving snow, I don't know. If it stays 90 degrees in October, we won't have to worry about snow, but we know it's coming.
very good. Anything else for Doug?
Well, I think we should have an update when you do make a decision, so we know what's
Sure.
going on down there. The other situation you mentioned while we were talking about that, has Mark Fair talked to you, Carter?
Mark
Yeah,
himself? Yeah, I've talked to him.
okay, well, I also received a couple phone calls from him here recently. So is
Okay.
there anything further you wanted to say about that, Doug?
Yeah, what has he been talking to you guys about, I guess?
After you, or I mean, you had mentioned to me about that he had tiled and put new intakes in the ditch and was running water in there. I just called him, I said, Mark, it's my understanding, you know, why are you, or have you been tiling, have you put intakes in the ditch? And just cause I wanted to hear it from him, and, he said he did not, it's his words, he did not touch those intakes. He did move dirt around them, but he did not change the tiling, intakes, anything going under the road there. He moved the dirt so the water could get to the intakes easier, is what he told me.
Can I go get my phone and email you guys some things quick?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I'll be right back.
So,
Do you have anything more?
Howard, board reports?
Had a economic development meeting on Tuesday afternoon. I'd say it was, gonna get myself in trouble, poorly attended. There wasn't anything
Earth-shattering.
earth-shattering coming out of that. They asked me what was earth-shattering coming out of here, I said much the same. And then there was a department head meeting on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, I guess. Tammy and Luke, names very fast. There's if you haven't seen this, it's pretty well lays out who was getting paid when and how it's gonna change come next July or whatever. I'd say pretty graphic, I think, if that's fair. I know there was something else, and Donna talked about the handbook, and those were the highlights. So, that's all I have, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at the same department head meeting, I did have to step out towards the end of it for, a matter that needed attention right away, but, I had CHADC on Friday, forwarded you guys the minutes, so if you got any questions, let me know on that. Another thing, we received a IPIP complaint, and, in the third paragraph of the complaint addendum, I'll read the first two sentences. It says, on August 26, 2025, a public drainage hearing was held by the Kossuth County Supervisors. The second sentence says, the supervisors provided no information to the landowners in attendance with regards to our requests. So, I don't know how we as a board want to respond to this, but the email requested a response within 2 weeks. Todd responded to that acknowledging it, and that would have been received last Tuesday or Wednesday, I wanna say, off the top of my head, so we're halfway into that, so
Can Todd send a copy of the YouTube video showing the information that was
That'd be,
I
given, because,
I think that's a viable option,
I
I think there's plenty of options on the table, but one thing I'm going to say now, and I will say it again if needed, I think the complaints that were filed need to be conveyed out to every landowner in DD4, so that they are aware of what continues to go on, and open up for thoughts or comments from you, but that one I'm gonna be vocal about.
okay,
Anyone have any thoughts on that right now?
Your point is you want everybody to know what a few people are doing?
Yes, because this is affecting Drain 4 and it's going to. There's plenty of other thoughts I have that I'm not gonna get into at this time.
well, it's just so. Yeah, I don't know what to say, I guess just. It's clear that it's beyond. It's beyond wanting information, is all I guess all I can say, I mean, just sitting here in the boardroom and just watching it, I mean. Look what Tammy presented at that meeting, it's, you can't sit there and say there was no meeting, there's some other agenda there, is all that's my opinion, but.
And I said to Tammy, I mean, as far as the information that's been requested, there's been information provided to these two individuals on multiple occasions. It has been, they've probably received the same information multiple times in their requests. But it has been an extraordinary amount of public information and documents that have been provided to them, and the complaints continue. So, as a board, there needs to be a solution here. I mean, there's gonna be a solution somewhere, but everybody should be aware of this. So.
Well, Doug sent us an email here, if we wanna go back to that, and then we can
Yep.
come back to board
I
discussion.
think that's, I mean, I have another executive committee meeting for CIJDC this afternoon at 2:00, I think that's about all I got, besides things that we've already discussed.
Okay. Okay, everybody get pictures?
No. Email, you said?
I emailed them. I'm gonna put them up here too, I'll explain
On the projector.
what I found, yeah.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
These three pictures are obviously the same thing. This is the south side of the gravel
It
road,
is the south side of the gravel
East of the-
road,
east
looking
of
east,
Blacktop.
yes.
east of the blacktop. Okay.
Yeah, east of the pavement.
Okay.
It's gonna take a little bit of time for my email to get caught up. I emailed it to myself as well.
Is there, okay, I'm sorry.
So would it be okay if I
Yeah.
turn the lights on?
yeah,
spring. Secondary road department placed a cross pipe right here. And we did some tile work, which is right there with that yellow beehive intake. There's a tile that runs here. We went oversized on the south side, from the south side to the north side, we went oversized, and we put intakes on both sides of the road. So this kind of shows that there's a cross pipe here. There's been some, actually I think it was last year, there's been some work in the road ditch. We monitored this pretty closely this spring with some of our wetter rains, just to see how it performed. I don't know, to be honest with you, whether water went through the cross pipe or not. Steve Struker and Steve's boy farm on the north side, I've talked with them, and Steve in fact said what a waste of money it was to put the culvert in, because he doesn't think any water went through there either. And we did have some significant rainfall. Okay, this is closer to the intake that Kossuth County put in the road. I have no idea what this is. I think this is an improvement to an intake that was placed in the 90s. That tile, my understanding, runs in the road ditch east to the creek over there. I think it's actually the same drainage ditch that some repairs were bid on.
Yeah.
So yeah, DD4, or excuse me,
PAK1.
PAK1, sorry, yeah. So this suddenly appeared. I don't know what it is, but it was not put in by the Kossuth County Secondary Road Department. There was work done here. It was not done by the Secondary Road Department. That's Scott Ziesman. I was asking Scott if he knew anything about it. Scott is our foreman for that road. Scott did not know anything about it. So, I mean, that's what I have found in the road right away.
In your intake that you do know about, that's going underneath the road, that's tile going underneath the road to the north,
Right, the water flows north.
and the other two are going east? Don't know.
I do not know exactly what this is, and I do not know exactly what that is. I'm making an assumption on that. And I believe there's been some tile work out. This would be kind of looking southeast. I did not take a photograph of the work going on in the field.
Yeah, he did some tiling on the farm there, yeah.
But he told you, Carter, that he did not do anything?
He told me he didn't touch the intakes, and he just did some dirt work so that the water would flow better.
Okay.
That's was his words to me.
Kyle, did you have talked with him also? I
Yeah.
didn't say anything to you?
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time and I told him that right away, but he did say that he had put rock around the intakes that were there. I haven't driven by or seen any of this until now, but yeah, he did, he
This
did,
was not in existence.
okay, and I'm not disagreeing with that, cause I didn't think we were aware of anything else that was there at the time, but
Yeah, and I told him, I said, Mark, I mean, you know, any work you do in the right of way, you need to get a permit for that if you're gonna touch anything in the right of way. And he says, I know, so, okay. So, and his thinking was, is what he told me, he didn't think he did work in the right of way, well. I don't know what.
Do we know who the contractor was that did the tiling in the field, or did he do
Well,
that?
they have their own type of plowing.
Okay. I didn't know if he had a contractor out there.
I doubt it.
Okay. Do we have any pictures from when that intake and cross pipe were installed, or any post-completion pictures of that?
That's not it. Somebody had a plat book that I could borrow.
Yeah, right here,
The township section.
that one was, I don't know the difference.
This will look tight. I don't, right off the top of my head, I know we have some, it's just a matter of locating that.
If you can find them later,
I can
that's
bring them
fine.
in, but that's that bridge, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, sorry, I do not, I'll get those.
Okay, that's fine.
That's alright. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, I just thought we should be up to speed on where that was.
So in general, there's a question, it's not a statement, it's gonna come out of the statement. Wasn't there a policy a few years back in the last, whatever, that no more intakes in the road ditch?
We try to not put or allow them in the road ditch.
I
Sometimes,
remember you talking about people burning the ditch and then you gotta replace the pipes and stuff.
correct, yeah. And often
Yeah.
we find them and they don't, we never knew they were there or they were put in.
Is the one we put in with the beehive on top of it, is that concrete coming up?
Yes. That was
That's
a
what I thought.
fabricated concrete tee.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't have anything else.
I didn't either.
Discussion.
Thanks, Doug.
You're welcome.
Alright, and you didn't have anything else for board report? Okay. Josh? No meetings? I had Boone River Watershed, meeting on Thursday down in Clarion, attended that, they're moving into, DNR is moving into Des Moines and Raccoon River watersheds as their priority areas for starting next year till it's cleaned up to their desires. Yeah, talked a lot about nitrates and different chemicals and testing. Basically, don't drink tap water in Des Moines. Up till about 8 years ago, Des Moines was filtering out the nitrates in the water and just putting them back in the river downstream. And, they're no longer doing that, but, anyway, Des Moines water is always 6 or 7 parts per million of nitrates, which 10 is the cap to where it's deemed toxic, you shouldn't drink it, so. Only 6 or 7, and they've done studies in the last 10 years, this was part of the presentation, the studies that come out that people drinking Des Moines tap water from Des Moines Water Works have both short-term and long-term effects, including fertility rates and cancer rates and, yeah, just, so,
Been doing for a while, so
Yeah.
it's great to hear.
so don't drink Des Moines tap water.
Are you
Anyway.
surprised?
I'm not surprised.
I mean, in all honesty, that's, I have children that live in Des Moines, I have grandchildren that live in Des Moines, they should be allowed to have safe.
Drinking water.
Well, and no doubt, and that's why they're trying to clean that up, and, yeah,
Well, it's not a laughing matter.
no. So,
They should do better,
yeah, well, I got family down there too, so,
yeah.
yep, and then they're working on cleaning up some water bodies from algal blooms and whatnot, blue-green water, so. Yep. That's all I got, so need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Stecker,
I'll second.
second by Wactor, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye, any opposed? Motion carried, we are done at 9:59.
Be 10 o'clock.
Did beat
by
10
then.
o'clock.